Hello and welcome. It is Wednesday, April 3rd, and we are live from OTS headquarters in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we are gearing up for a very exciting auction this weekend. We're marching into the Parade of Toy Soldiers beginning this Friday, April 5th. It begins at 2 p.m. and runs through Sunday. It'll start at 10 a.m. on both Saturday and Sunday as well.
Yeah, it's really a great assortment we have this weekend, Bree. Something for everyone.
Yes, there's definitely soldiers for everyone in this auction. There are over 30 manufacturers. There are over 1,800 lots. So we're really getting ready for a wonderful auction. You can see here, if you didn't receive our auction catalog, this is our cover here. But we have so many manufacturers, new to old. We have King & Country, Northwest Trading, Crescent, Ohilco, Taylor & Barrett. We have Heidi, Blenheim, just to name a couple, some Britons. And if you have not bid on Live Auctioneers before, just would like to show you how to do that. So I always talk about going to Live Auctioneers and searching for Old Toy Soldier, but we've never actually shown you. So you'll type Live Auctioneers just as it's spelled at the bottom of the screen. This is the home screen here. You would click up top, you type Old Toy Soldier, just hit enter. And it'll bring up a selection of lots that are on our auction. You will hover over this Old Toy Soldier auctions and click that. Now this is our auction homepage here. So you can see all 3 days here of the auction. Day 1, 2, and 3. You can explore and register for all 3 days. And then you can just click into the individual catalogs and you can really get a feel for all of the items that we have. You can favorite items. You can place bids right from this screen. And we're also accepting still absentee and phone bids for anyone that hasn't.
We should have told everyone this could be highly addictive. It's opening up a whole world of toy soldiers. You'll never see so many toy soldiers. So sit back, get a comfortable chair, and get ready to enjoy a really nice weekend.
Yeah. Yes. We hope you can join us. So we are going to begin today, since it's 3 days, we're going to begin with day 1. We're going to go in sequential order here. And both of these lots, lot 1025 and 1028, were manufactured by Conti. And we chose them because we just thought they were beautiful vignettes. They both do come with boxes, even though the one we're not showing with one here. And I just think that they're wonderful figures.
Yeah, Richard Conti, he made a wonderful product. He was really all the talk of the soldier world right around 2000 or late 90s until like 2000, 2001. Really was known for making some of the nicest new figures of the time. He ran into a bit of financial problems and the line went under, but the soldiers still exist today. And I also like the Don Troiani. Don Troiani is a famous American artist that would portray a lot of Civil War, Revolutionary War, and War of 1812 type drawings. And Richard Conti commissioned Don Troiani to sort of design the labels on these boxes and help design in the figures and the way they were. So they don't come on the market too often, and there's no other place to get them. I think they're still sort of undervalued. They were selling for less than he was selling them for new, but they really are first-class figures. I think, if you like sort of American Civil War, American Revolution, these are some of the figures to go after.
Certainly. And the first set is the Irish Brigade, and the second one is Lines of the Round Top, and they were both made about circa 2000.
Yep.
Next, we are moving on
to... The first day is all modern toy soldiers, essentially. Yes. So that's what we have.
And so moving along with that, so we have some new Britons here, and these are just gorgeous sets. These are lots 1103, 1129, and 1145. And we have the Archers and Targets there. That's a wonderful set in the upper left. And then we also have the Texas Volunteers with Jim Bowie in the bottom left.
That's the Battle of the Alamo. Santa Anna's forces, they laid siege to the Alamo. Jim Bowie was in there with a bunch of Texas Volunteers, mid-1830s. Right around there, and they laid siege for 13 days and finally took over the Alamo. Great set. And then up here, this is from the Battle of New Orleans.
Yeah, look how awesome that figure is. That horse is falling forward.
Well, that's Sir Edmund Pakenham. He was the British commander who was actually killed at this battle. And sort of one of the interesting things about the Battle of New Orleans, it was one of the last battles, or the last battle of the War of 1812. And in on December 24th, 1814, they signed the peace treaty at Ghent in England, ending the war. Word didn't get back to the English forces or the American forces that there was a treaty. So this battle took place. It was a huge American victory. Andrew Jackson, he was the American commander, and in a couple-hour siege, the Americans lost 60 casualties, and the English had 2,000.
Wow.
So it was a big American victory. That also sort of helped to cement Jackson as being one of the premier commanders. Again, this is pre-Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
And then Civil War came, and he became commander of the Confederate troops. So neat thing about the new toy soldiers, now they've always portrayed history, but especially like as we get into like figures made around 1990s and later, they've sort of got into very specific elements of history. And, we collect soldiers because we do like the historical aspect of them. And, and I think that's what's really neat about a lot of the newer product that really wasn't portrayed in the earlier. They did a lot of like Napoleonic figures or Waterloo, but they didn't really get into sort of specific things like Alamo and New Orleans and Gettysburg and all that.
So these really fill in the gaps.
They do.
And wonderful detail. Great set. I love New Britons.
They're very pretty.
And these boxes too are really neat. So usually you'll see the red box depicted in the upper left, but I thought that these boxes stood out a lot with the flag on them and
they did.
And everything. So once again, if you're looking for these 3 lots, they're in the 1100 section of the catalog. We also, staying in this category, have a lot of King and Country
Quite
available.
A lot of vehicles, not so many figures, but a lot of vehicles, both wheeled and aircraft.
And King and Country figures are extremely detailed. Britons are too, but you can just make some amazing displays with these figures.
You really can.
And at the Chicago Toy Soldier Show, which is coming up in September, they line the hallway with displays of King and Country. So I just think that they're really awesome. And as the months pass and it's getting closer to September, I'm getting excited.
I know, it's coming pretty soon.
And these ones in particular, we've got the British ambulance in the upper left. The one on the right is the Kumblewagen. Kumblewagen. And it's a winter camo, so that one's more of a winter scene, as you can see.
Yep.
But I love the winter scene. It's really fun. And also, this one's King and Country too. Love the plane. I think that it's another just great set. The Battle of Britain Hurricane. And so this one is King and Country set RAF 007, and it was World War II.
Yep.
And this one's actually, we have it listed as 3 pieces, so I think that
there's a pilot.
There's a pilot. I don't think we can see him from this angle.
Correct.
Okay, so that one is lot 1347. And now we are moving on to day 2, and we have some Britons here. This one is lot 2003 and 2058. So these are both some rare sets. And
one set, one figure.
One set and one figure, yes. But they're just really, really nice.
Yeah, well, the 6 Inniskilling Dragoons, classic set Britain's made. This is a Fred Wistock box. On day 2, we have most of our box Britons coming up. And then on day 3, there's a lot of unboxed Britons. So this is one of the nicer pre-war sets that we have. And then just wanted to show the Cossack, the Russian. What makes this one so unique is he's painted an apple green. And they did that right before World War I. Generally, it will be in much more of a forest green, but they're very pretty in the apple green. I have had a couple sets in apple green. This is just an individual figure, but I thought, it was something interesting to show.
I know. He does have an awesome uniform.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Great figure and wonderful sets. Now we also have some civilian sets in this sale, and we just picked a couple to show you here to highlight. No particular reason, but we've got in the upper left the Britain's Set 7F Tree and Gate. This has been a very popular lot in this.
Yeah, a lot of interest in this. Not extremely rare, but nice with the original box.
Yep, it's in that pre-war box. And we also have lot 2106, the Charbon's Gamekeeper and Hunting Dog with Fowl in the bottom left.
I always like that little comment. Two great figures.
They are wonderful figures. Next, we've got lot 2126, the Philip Siegel nursery rhyme figures that were from an old woman who lived in a shoe. So these were her two misbehaving children. As you can see, one's doing a headstand right now.
That's a rare set, so it's hard to get that set complete. We've had it before, but these are just two of the figures that went from it.
And that one is from about the 1950s. We also have lot 2117, Johilco running policeman with Trenchion.
Trenchion? What's a Trenchion?
A Trenchion is the little metal weapon, the little stick that the policeman holds.
We call that a billy club. That's English. They have a word for everything.
So he's
Tough figure, nice police figure. Yeah, it goes well with the guys that like to collect the policemen.
And then in the center here, we have lot 2123, the farm animal assortment. It is 22 pieces in total, and I just think it's absolutely adorable. So we've got the rabbit hutches, mother cat in basket with kittens, and some farm dogs, and there's also a rare Pixieland black cat in there.
That looks like it might have your name all over it.
You never know. But yeah, so there's like we said, there's a great assortment of civilian, and also we've got lot 2103, and this is the Taylor and Barrett hand cart.
Yeah, very rare. This is Baker's cart, isn't it? I think it's Baker's cart.
Or yes, Baker's hand cart.
Baker's hand cart. Very rare. I don't think we've ever handled this before.
This one's in wonderful condition.
Yeah, interesting piece. This interesting concept, bringing the bread around.
Next, we have lot 2147. And this one's amazing. I love this little cloud.
That's Moonstone. Or Moorstone. I got Moon on my mind. Moorstone, they made a lot of die-cast figures. So this figure is actually made out of die-cast. And this comes from the Tom Graham collection. We have a ton of parade and circus type figures in this sale. This was a local collector that specialized in this field. So it's really a nice opportunity to add to your circus collection. I know that's sort of a sub-collection for a lot of you out there, but they made some really great figures. You're going to see some here, all from one collection. Really nice condition.
They are. So here's some more of the circus items that we're talking about. And we've got the zebra here, which is a Bill O'Brien figure.
Bill O'Brien. So we've sold a lot of his military figures, but he did civilian ones too. And I just think it's a beautiful figure.
I know. I love the zebra. I think it's a great figure. We've got the Charbon's trapeze artists, which are also extremely rare in the upper left. And then we have just some performer assortment here.
And all Charbon's. Everything else on the page is Charbon's.
You've got the strongest man there and another clown on unicycle, the juggler.
I particularly like the guy on the ladder. Great clown in a top hat climbing the ladder.
I know. They're wonderful figures. And like Ray said, I just think that they add to any circus collection that anyone may have. And this one is made by Mignot. It is lot 2165. It's 27 pieces in total. And we've got the whole shebang here. We've got the whole circus. You've got the ticket booth. You've got acrobats, the knife throwers, the guy shooting out of the cannon there.
Yeah, I mean, terrific. And again, if you like circus, there's something in here that you don't have that you have to have. Again, there are a lot of different manufacturers, but very colorful, very whimsical. Nice displays.
Is this a little pig here?
It is a little pig. Did you just spot it?
I just spotted him. I missed him the first time I was looking at this.
A little monkey and a little fez hat and a Dancing dog.
That's a great set too. Okay, so many fun circus sets, and we also have some wonderful presentation sets. So this is Britain set 1267, and it's an infantry and cavalry set. It is, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's one of the tougher displays, mid-rarity, but I like the ones that have the foot figures and the cavalry. I just think, you add a lot of holes to your collection. Difficult set to get. Beautiful box, 76 pieces, I think you said.
Yes, a lot of pieces. That's a beautiful set. And next Here's another one, lot 2213. So this is a two trade set as well with its original box.
The coronation set with the policeman at the halt, again, a difficult set to get. Features the pre-war only with the gold coach all below. The biggest of the pre-war coronation sets. Post-war, they made a huge one, but this is the biggest one they made pre-war.
And I'm just really excited to be able to show these sets in their entirety, featuring them in this way, because usually we can only show you a couple figures. So it's nice for you to be able to see what we're actually talking about when we're talking about these big, large, gorgeous presentation, originally box sets. Need a lot of space to house them, but, being in collectors' homes, we've seen some absolutely stunning displays of these sets.
Yeah, I've always liked the big displays because I feel you fill in a lot of the other sets. You buy this one, you don't have to buy 5 sets, 6 sets in this case.
And this set is it's lot 2214, and it is Rare Britain's #2 first version Royal Horse Guards.
Yeah, again, one of the classic Britain sets, very early, tin sorted, circa about 1898, on prancing, the Germanic prancing horse. One of the iconic sets. If it had a box, it'd be museum worthy. It has the condition for that, but without a box, most likely will sort of sell between like 12 and 1,500, which really is a bargain compared to the box set. Beautiful condition on it.
Beautiful condition. And next we have lot 2222. This is the Britain's Bahamas Police Infantry.
Yeah, and this set. Generally, people think of Bahamas Police, they think of the bands. They made several different sizes of the bands. But to accompany the bands, they made these police marching at the slope with bayonets. This set's much rarer than even the biggest of the bands. So very popular. We have a lot of bids on it already. It's going to be one of the highlights. Beautiful condition, near mint. A great set. They only made this set like 1964 to 67. So it was only made for a very short period of time, and that's sort of when lead figures are being faded out in favor of plastic. So again, leads to its rarity.
And we have lot 2284, and this one is a Spincook demi-round woodland hunt set. It's 29 pieces, and it was made around 1900, and it's a wonderful set.
Yeah,
love this set.
Very dynamic. Winter scene. The hunters chasing, trying to drive the elk and the deer. Really a pretty set that I think is going to do fairly well. Maybe I believe you said around 1900.
Yes. And lot 2287. And this one is Mignot Infantry set, also with original box.
Yeah, these are advancing, so it's unusual for most Mignot was they would present figures more as marching. And here we have them advancing. Rare set, made in the 1920s. Very unusual sort of packaging and display. You don't see it too often.
No, definitely not. So that one is 2287 for Mignot fans out there. Lot 2301, this one's very exciting. So this, as we showed you earlier for a brief moment, is our cover lot. And it's just gorgeous. It's a Heidi mechanical equestrian acrobat featuring the monkey,
Monkey with the ring. You will have seen, or you may have seen, we call it the equestrian toy, which is the horse with this woman rider, and she would go around and jump over a bar. There are a couple examples of this toy which has a clown holding the hoop. Mm-hmm. That's been seen and been sold. This, no one's ever seen before. It's a unique find. We're very lucky at Old Toy Soldier Auctions to be able to present it. It's a monkey holding a hoop. The monkey's actually a nodder, so his head nods like this. A gyroscopic toy, so you would wind a string around the spindle, pull it, the flywheel goes, and the centrifugal force causes the toy to rotate around. The horse goes through the hoop, and then the equestrian rider on top actually jumps over.
That's awesome.
Super rare, exquisite condition. Is going to do very well. Wonderful, wonderful toy.
Yes, very excited about this one. And we also Absolutely love this one. This is lot 2303. This was also made by Heidi, and this is the Man on the Moon.
Yeah, this is a great little knick-knack, nippet. It's an interesting story I was just sort of looking up, but his name is Perrault, and Perrault serenades the moon. That was a Vichy automaton that's very similar looking to this. This is a small, it's only about maybe 3.5, 4 inches tall. Vichy, which was a famous French automaton maker, they made a huge one. Sort of, big. You can't see, but bigger than our screen here. But big. And then these were all based on a series of poems done around 1912 by a German composer. And I love this little piece. I think it just has a lot of character. It's really well crafted and beautiful condition.
Yes, that is for sure. Next, we have lot 2344, and this is a Heidi steeplechase. It has a spring action there, and so we've got 3 jockeys, and they're just racing overhead.
Yeah, I've never really seen this. I mean, we've had a number of Heidi steeplechase sets, but I've never seen them on these spring animated horses. Again, really great concept. Just a great little toy. Again, a lot of interest, going to do well. So that's nice. I think we got a lot of good Heidi in this show.
We have 2359.
This is one of the iconic Heidi sets. This is the airport set with the air control tower. The tower actually is battery operated, so it would run off of a battery. You can see there's a little light on top. There's a couple variations, and we had a variation. I didn't get a chance to look up which one it was, but it can either come with a tall tower and light or a short one. This is the tall one. This has the original plane. The original plane is the larger plane, but then it also came with these 2 smaller planes, which are LED, and I thought this added nicely to the set. It's not totally complete. It's missing a couple little pieces, but it's pretty much all there. Just one of them, I think, a fantastic Heidi set.
Yes, I think if you're a Heidi collector, this is definitely could be a focal point of your collection.
Yeah, the controller and ticket center, that actually is made of tin, hand painted tin, with the doors are actually decals that are applied to it. So it's a very, very tough set. Going to have a lot of interest.
Gorgeous Heidi. And another, switching gears a little bit here. Oh, wait, hold on. Technical difficulties. Where am I? Okay, these are lots 2388 through 2393, and these are all Buck Rogers from the Buck Rogers set. We're selling them as individual figures, but once again, gorgeous condition, very rare figures. The Buck Rogers is the one that's right in between us here.
Wilma Deering, Dr. Hewer, Meccano's the robot, Killer Kane, and Princess Ardalata. So nice figures. They didn't do a lot of space figures. These are some of the rare, more desirable of the Britain's figures, period. The sets, they always command a lot of money.
Yeah, and these ones are from about 1935.
Yeah, I believe so. They were given like premiums. They were sold individually, so they weren't sold as a box set. They were sold similar to like the Salvation Army. You could send in coupons and redeem them for, I think, a candy or a drink or something like that. It's unusual to have the whole set here, so we can do it. We have one other lot that has the 3 damaged figures in it too. So there's a nice selection of these space figures.
Yes. So once again, those are 2388 to 2393. And we also have a couple interesting rare Albert Leroux watercolors that we're selling. These ones, we have more in the catalog, but these measure about 6.5 inches by 9.5, and they're just gorgeous. I think that they would look beautiful as an addition to a soldier room.
Well, that's what they came from. They came from a collector that sort of liked military. We don't do a whole lot, but they had these nice watercolors. I don't think they're going to be very expensive, but they're very colorful. They are not framed, but again, I think if you're looking to decorate your den or your showroom, they really would be nice additions.
I agree.
And then in the middle there, we have a regimental flag, the silks from King's Fourth Own Regiment. beautifully embroidered. We don't really know a whole lot about these. Again, they came in with the collection. We're selling them as they are, but these are framed. This would make a great addition, ready to go, hang on the wall.
And the banner, just for size reference, measures 25 and a half by 25 and a half inches with the frame. So,
2 feet by 2 feet.
and next we have lot 3518. And we just thought this was a great lot. Another manufacturer made by Mark Time. It's an observation balloon with original box.
Yeah, the observation balloons, I mean, these are actually used on the battlefield. When they first discovered the hot air balloon, they would send observers up. So they were usually tethered. So they would just send them up several hundred feet and they could get an overall view of the battlefield.
So cool.
Yeah,
Have you ever ridden in a hot air balloon?
I did.
You did?
Yeah. My friend used
It's
to
one
have
of
a
those
hot air
things that
balloon.
I really want to do. I've never done it before.
It was okay.
Maybe someday. I don't think this one will hold me, but like someday. Next we have lot 3152. And this is another Britain set, number 211.
Yeah, this goes with, again, these are all on day 3 where we have a lot of unboxed Britons. This is one of the iconic Britain's horse-drawn sets. It's at 211, the heavy horse artillery, drawn by 10 horses. Great toy. If you were a little kid and you got this, the gun actually would shoot these large lead bullets out of it. Just something you'd love to get under the Christmas tree if you were a kid.
I know, this one is dangerous. I can attest. I've seen Ray playing around with it a little bit before.
They can shoot 10, 12
It
feet.
shoots pretty far.
10, 12 feet.
Yeah. So those were all the lots we had to show you today. Once again, the auction begins this Friday, April 5th at 2 p.m. Runs Saturday and Sunday as well, starting at 10 a.m. You can find us on liveauctioneers.com. Just search for Old Toy Soldier. And we hope that you join us on Live Auctioneers and watch and bid live. And our next soldier auction is tentatively scheduled for May 18th, or that weekend. So look out for that one. And our next Old Toy Soldier magazine will be released in May as well. And if you're not a subscriber, you can subscribe on oldtoysoldier.com. And as always, thank you for watching. And we hope you had as much fun as we did today.
Bye now.
Bye.
Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you.